Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for standing by and welcome to the live Ynvisible Financial Update webinar being recorded today, September 16th, 2021. It will be available to watch on Ynvisible's social media channels. Please follow us for updates and news. I will put in the chat the social media links for you to look at afterwards. Ynvisible is a leading company in the emerging printed and flexible electronics sector. Given the cost and power consumption advantages over conventional electronics, printed electronics are a vital enabler of mass adoption of Internet of Things and smart objects. Ynvisible's interactive printed graphics solutions solve the need for ultra-low power, mass deployable, and easy to use electronic displays and indicators for everyday smart objects, IoT devices, and ambient intelligence. Ynvisible offers a mix of services and materials and technology to brand owners developing smart objects and IoT products. Ynvisible Interactive is listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture Board under the symbol YNV, the OTCQB under YNVYF, and Frankfurt 1XNA. Now I'll go over the forward-looking statements. It's a lot to read, so please look at them and from acknowledging that. The webinar will contain some forward-looking information and statements about Ynvisible Interactive. And as a reminder, you may submit your questions through the panel at the bottom of your screen, and our speaker will, Michael Robinson or I, will answer as many as possible if there's enough time at the end of the webinar. And today, our speaker today is Michael Robinson, Ynvisible's CEO, where he will provide you an update.
Great. Thank you, Alicia. I'm Michael Robinson. I am the CEO of Ynvisible. I'm actually located in Lisbon, Portugal. I sit with our development team here. Our team is actually spread out over different locations across Europe. I'm in Lisbon, Portugal. Our production team is in Sweden, and Linköping, Sweden, to be specific. And our research team is in Freiburg, in Brisgau, Germany. I just wanted to, what I was planning to do today in our investor webinar was share what our business strategies are, ground us in our categories and the technologies that we're bringing forward for our future growth and our present customers. But first, I kind of just want to share overall, Ynvisible is in this space of printed electronics and the Internet of Things. That is, and I apologize for the slide here, that's about, displays, conductive inks, sensors. That total market is about $37 billion from our partners at IDTechX, one of the leading market research firms in this emerging and emergent sector. When you really drill down into the individual addressable markets or untapped markets, one of the indicators or one of the kind of lead technologies that you could follow could be the RFID technology segment. And if you were to just look at the healthcare, pharmaceutical, Internet of Things labels, untapped market in terms of units, that's only pharmaceuticals. That would be about 10 billion units worldwide per Avery Dennison, the leader in RFID label technologies. And then when you drill down to the serviceable market for invisible, really the invisible display, we believe drives about $93 million in value for that serviceable market, and that's growing. And that's really based on the current customer categories we have now. It's not including our contract manufacturing printing for the energy storage sector. That adds about $81 million in value. That's about a serviceable market of $81 million. If you go to the next slide, Alicia, please. The problem that we're solving with our printed electrochromic displays, with the integration of those technologies, is really centered around helping people feel and understand that the spaces that they're in are safe, that the products that they're shipping are safe and effective. Cold chain supply chain has been a very recent, it's come to the forefront recently with COVID and vaccine shipment. And that cold chain is so critical to delivering the vaccines and the healthcare that people need. You know, not only that, but in the devices that we use every day, there's inherent costs in those devices that with incumbent technologies, with the technologies that we have right now, like LCD screens that are rigid, heavy, energy intensive, those create costs for our customers. And our display technology and the integration of that display technology into the product solution can help drive out those costs for our customers. And all told, intelligence is everywhere. But we really believe is that in order to make use of that intelligence, in order to make use of data that is in our phones, in our environments, through our supply chains, easy visual indication is a game changer for our customers. If you go to the next slide, Alicia, please. It starts here. This is our display, a thin printed electrochromic display. It's ultra low power. We can manufacture it in sheet form and roll form. What that allows us to do is help our customers develop the display solution that they need in the right scale, sheet form to roll form to high volume manufacture. But it doesn't stop there. Our displays are one component of a solution for our customers. Today, we released news that we are engaging our partner Pragmatic in a $2 million technical development partnership to drive just that, an integrated solution that is higher value for our customers, that drives simplicity of integration and can deliver cost savings on everyday products. Pragmatic's goal is to deliver trillions of products with embedded intelligence. Invisible's goal is to embed that visual intelligence in everyday objects. So combined with Pragmatic's semiconductor chip that is thin, flexible, and printed, we believe we can drive trillions of products in the IoT sector, everyday products like labels, packaging, even the surfaces that we use every day. Avery Dennison and ARM are two strategic investors in Pragmatic. Avery Dennison is the world's leader in labels, in printed labels and RFID, and ARM is a leader in the semiconductor industry. They believe in Pragmatic's technology, and we believe that Pragmatic's technology and our displays combined bring solutions to life for our customers. Let me show you some of those solutions that our customers believe in. Next slide, please, Alicia. Logistics monitoring and temperature sensing. This year in Q1, Ynvisible and SpotC, one of the leaders, SpotC is one of the leaders in cold chain monitoring systems, work together to deliver an integrated display plus temperature sensing label solution for cold chain customers. This allows their customers to go from truckload sensing to individual case and sometimes product level sensing, increasing the fidelity and understanding of critical shipments for those customers, helping save money and deliver the products that people need safely. Go to the next slide, Alicia. It doesn't stop there. Pharmaceutical packaging, as I said, we've learned a lot about our own cold chains and supply chains, but also the critical medications that people use every day. It's important to ensure that they adhere to those medications. That's the power of Ynvisible's technology when integrated into packaging. We have the ability to integrate temperature tracking into the packaging, into a label. Timers, these deliver better health outcomes for consumers of that medication. You go to the next slide, Alicia. Devices like digital pregnancy tests, this is how we work to drive the costs out of those devices. LCDs and the batteries that power them are very expensive. Our thin, flexible printed displays can help deliver not only cost savings, but also sustainability. Next slide. Intelligent wearable devices are possible with our displays, and we're working with our customers on devices like timers and wristbands. Not only that, but we're also working with our partners on things that are fun, like toys and games. And we believe that work with electronics, being able to bring play, joy, and delight to a toy experience is transformative and helps demonstrate our technology's value add in our customers' products and for the end users, for kids, and also for teachers in that specific case. Next slide, please. Authenticity and brand protection is possible with our electrochromic displays when integrated with near field communication, NFC. NFC is in our devices, our everyday devices, our cell phones. Our displays are so low power, they can be powered by the signals in our displays. In 2019, Ynvisible made a commitment with Identiv, one of the world's leaders in NFC integrated security, supply chain, and payment solutions. I'm very much looking forward to sharing with our shareholders very soon the progress that we've made with Identiv to deliver value-added solutions to the market. Next slide, Alicia. Intelligent wearable patches deliver not only easy visual indication for health and wellness, but they also can help deliver on critical health outcomes for patients. In 2018 and 2019, Ynvisible partnered with IMB in Barcelona, a research group who are delivering solutions for cystic fibrosis, tracking and monitoring via sweat. In 2019, Nature published the first preclinical pilot results of that integrated patch solution with Ynvisible's display, powered with IMB's battery technology and human sweat. We're excited to see that development move forward, and I look forward to sharing more with our shareholders. Thanks. This is all to share with you just how we bring these solutions to life and how valuable these solutions are to our customers. And that's our mission. It's really to bring everyday objects to life that benefit people in this world that we live in with all of these connected devices and technologies, as an alternative to LCD screens and other energy-consuming, expensive devices in the market. We believe our display technology can not only be scaled in extraordinarily high volumes with very common printing techniques, but it also opens the door for value-added solutions, high value-added solutions for our customers. Next slide, Alicia, please. Where do we play? So our customer segments are smart play, intelligent labels, and medical diagnostics. In Q2 this year, we were able to expand our reach into North America with a new sales team and with additional sales team. Richard Ellinger, with deep experience in cold chain and logistics, is a lead business developer, and display logic with the leadership of Keith Morton, now on our advisory panel, is leading our distribution of our electrochromic displays in North America. We've been able to increase our customer base, our customer pipeline, by over 130 customers. This is not a small feat. Those are a lot of customers. And so we're really excited to turn that pipeline into successful projects, not only developments, but also commercially viable solutions for those customers. We also have a contract manufacturing printing business run out of Linköping, Sweden. Contract manufacturing printing for the energy sector continues to be around 50% of our quarterly revenue. That brings value to startups who are in the emerging energy storage sector. And if following the news, with the EU Commission in July issuing the Fit for 55 initiative in Europe, we do expect that energy sector growth to continue and there to be needs for that contract manufacturing printing in that sector. We also have the ability to out-license our display technology to partners around the world. Our goal is to make our printed electrochromic technology as ubiquitous as possible. Again, 1 trillion displays. We would have to work with partners in order to do that, both strategic investors as well as manufacturers globally. So these are the main focuses, these are the main customer segments and revenue streams that Ynvisible is working against now. What we expect, thank you so much. No, perfect segue. Our financial development is really around growing that customer base. And I'm very happy to share that in Q2 2021, we have continued that increase in customer sales versus Q2 2020 and versus our previous quarters. Those sales are made up of a combination of development, customer development, product development, design, electronics integration, prototyping, small volume manufacturing for piloting, as well as contract printing sales. So as I said, Contract printing sales for the energy sector continue to be about 50% of that revenue. But I'm happy to report that development from customer sales is a growing piece of that revenue. And that's really an indication for us that there is a market need and pull for not only printed electrochromic displays, but the solutions, the integrated solutions, the product solutions that our customers need to be successful. We also increased our North America sales team. We expect that North America sales effort to continue to grow and bear fruit over these months. And some milestones that we're looking forward to and measuring our growth on. In 2020 and 2023, we're looking forward to growth to at least break even. In 2023 and 25, we look forward to expansion, and that expansion being beyond 10 million in revenues. But how do we get there? Again, focused on the short-term efforts that we're laying down now, doubling our revenue year over year with our customer developments, ensuring that those customer developments are high value and move into commercialization. Our sales and marketing growth continuing to feed the pipeline of customers. Technology in and out licensing. Our growth depends on our partners being able to, Ynvisible being able to in-license and practice a range of technologies from our partners and out-license that technologies and our technologies for growth and market penetration. Strategic investment in capacities, capabilities, and technologies will accelerate our growth. And I'm happy to share that our efforts around our new ventures planning are taking shape. And this is what we're looking at for in the short term. We're looking at opportunities in the short term to accelerate that growth through bringing on potential new technologies, in-license new technologies, as well as capabilities and capacities. So manufacturing and conversion capabilities to make products and solutions come to life for our customers. And that critical production capacity expansion is also a part of our growth. In Linköping, we have one single line where we have about 4 million Canadian dollars in production capacity in single shift. We expect to increase that over the coming months. Our expansion vision, as I said, is really based on the ability to combine technologies from our ecosystem partners into value-added solutions. By looking backwards, we can see that we've made progress on not only forming critical ecosystem partnerships, but also bringing forward contract manufacturing in the energy sector, acquiring customers through our acquisition in 2020 of bringing on 2 members of the RDOT team and customers. And in 2021, expanding our global contract manufacturing partners and services. So this is the ability to feed our displays into contract manufacturers who make solutions for customers like Almax and Spotsy. Our future in 2025 is really based on bringing smart surfaces and the driving technologies to life, like some of our partners in Canada, TF Massive, who are bringing entire surfaces to life. So being in the ecosystem with these types of partners, we see the value in being able to bring surfaces, products, everyday items to life. Next slide, please. And this is where we are today. We are an integrated manufacturer. We can go from lab to scale. We use common print conditions, and we've been improving our facilities in Charnecka and Linköping, Sweden, in order to deliver that customer value in sheet-to-sheet and roll-to-roll processes. If you go to the next slide, Alicia. Our team is a cross-functional, our management team is a cross-functional team with over 65 years in printed electronics, electrochromic, and research and customer development. Our CTO, Dr. Carlos Pinheiro, is spearheading our efforts to ensure that our products not only meet today's needs, but continue to grow and evolve for our customers' needs, like expanding in color displays. Color is a reoccurring need for our customers. Think about Coca-Cola Red, right? What would Coca-Cola be without that brand color? Those brand colors are recognizable, and they drive the business for our customers as well. So Dr. Carlos Pinheiro is focused on driving our technology needs moving forward. Tommy Hoagland is leading our global sales effort, both in North America and globally. Yanni Michael Cusisto is leading our venturing effort that is looking out to the capabilities, capacities, technologies that we need to deliver value in 2025 and beyond. And Patricia Conceição is our global finance controller here in Lisbon, Portugal, ensuring that we're harmonized between Canada and our global locations in Europe. We would be nothing without our key partners, and I do want to highlight some of those key partners. RISE is a critical partner for us in Sweden, and what is called the Printed Electronics and Electrochromic Center of Excellence in the Linköping, Norrköping area of Sweden. As a critical partner, they provide research and intellectual property that Ynvisible is able to practice and commercialize. VTT is a critical partner in Finland around printed electronic processes and process development, pick and place development, in mold labeling that allows us to integrate our displays into bottles, caps, surfaces that are plastic and molded. These are the packaging and products that will bring our high volume applications. If we go to the next slide, Alicia, please. Our board is made up of a cross-functional team, or cross-industry expertise. Ramin Hyderpour is our board chairman, and he comes from Avery Dennison, formerly VP of R&D, and currently works in the printed electronics and electrochromic technology sector. Our advisors are a cross-functional team also made up of broader cross-industry expertise from Dr. Harlan Biker, who is the founder and inventor around electrochromics for car rear view mirrors, and Dr. Harry Kopala, who is a leader in the Finnish ecosystem around printed electronics. Our share ownership currently is made up of about 10% insiders, with the rest in our senior management team and across our teams here in terms of options. I do want to address something. As a growing company, historically, our share ownership has really rested with our founders. Our board and management team has now realized that we need to evolve our share ownership and ensure that our senior management and our board are aligned with our shareholder values. We will be making changes to our share ownership structure in our management team, and I'm happy to share that in the forthcoming weeks. Next slide. I think we'll open the floor for Q&A. I appreciate your time.
Yes, well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now begin the Q&A session. So you can go to the bottom of the screen and you can write a question and we can answer it. One of them was, will there be another capital increase in the near future?
Thank you. Immediately in the next months, I don't see a capital increase. When we talk about the capital that we raise, the capital increase with AGP partners, that was really focused on jump-starting, really energizing our sales effort in North America, ensuring that we have a runway for that critical new customer acquisition. It allows us to make critical improvements within our facilities for our manufacturing. And it allows us to move forward on those technology and capability acquisitions, that growth strategy that we need for 2025. So we believe that the latest capital increase really allows us that runway to deliver that value.
Another one, can you expand on the benefit value of the partnership between Pragmatic Semiconductors and Ynvisible?
Absolutely. As I said, Pragmatic Semiconductor, they are really bringing forward a technology that can help solve the gap that you're hearing about every day in the normal semiconductor industry. And that is bringing technologies forward that are scalable, that are available, and that bring intelligence to everyday objects. They're really fit for purpose. And that purpose is the right logic, the right, I'd say, brain power or computing capacity, right? For everyday products like intelligent labels, smart bandages, packaging, and those solutions that are integrated with our displays. So, I believe Avery Dennison and ARM definitely see the value in bringing a printed semiconductor to market that is fit to purpose and scalable in trillions of units. And Pragmatic and Ynvisible, through our work together already on a key customer case, have found the opportunities to expand on that value by combining our technologies. Basically, we're building a product that a customer can integrate easily into their product or the end product or device.
On one page, you showed that there was 109.4 million in 2025. Is this expected to turn over in 2025?
I apologize. Can you repeat the question?
I think the revenues for the sector, it was 109 million for 2025. Is this expected to turn over or grow in 2025, expand? I'm guessing that's what his question is.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. 109 million, if I'm understanding correctly, Absolutely. In 2025 and beyond, I think the growth that we're looking at is really from a combination of display technology and end solutions. So that growth definitely will have to come out of those two products. Now, that is where we're making those investments today. So to ensure that growth, it's not only about an individual display, it's about a higher value product, a higher value end solution. One of the customer categories that I believe will grow by 2025, and I believe in an investor, a previous investor deck, I shared that the growth is the growth is going to come, we believe, from these disposable, and forgive me for using the term, but disposable medical devices. But these are critical devices that obviously they serve a purpose for health and well-being, but smart bandages, intelligent bandages, we're already seeing that through our engagements, for instance, in addressing cystic fibrosis, that it is possible to drive a disposable medical application. Now, when you think about that, that's where, you know, the products and the volumes really come from to drive that revenue growth into 2025 and beyond.
Another question would be, when will the first Ynvisible and Pragmatic combined product reach the market?
Absolutely.
And
Thank
also
you.
maybe at the same time, you can talk about Invisible's competitors and how they're evolving compared to Ynvisible.
Sure. Thank you. Invisible's competitors, I would say, I'll start maybe there. Ynvisible is leading in producing and commercializing a technology that's actually been around for a long time, but the know-how is the critical piece, the know-how of converting that technology that's been around for 20, if not 50, 60 years. That know-how is really where Ynvisible drives its value. So our competitors, if you were to look at just displays, our competitors make, you know, emissive displays that are on your cell phones, but that's just a display. Really, where we're competing against screen time on cell phones. Really, and that's the value that we see in creating solutions that are the right information embedded in everyday objects, so you don't have to pick up a phone. So that's really what our partnership with Pragmatic is about bringing forward. And that partnership initially is scoped out to be a 3-year engagement. And as I mentioned, Pragmatic and Ynvisible have been engaged actually in multiple customer engagements, but one customer engagement in particular for a strategic customer that ships products in millions of units and tens of millions of units. That application we see as one of the low-hanging fruit that we may be able to bring forward sooner, along with other types of applications that we may be able to substitute expensive electronics. As I mentioned, just a last mention, the semiconductor industry is under an immense constraint. So those chips that are used for high processing power they have 40-week lead times or plus. And so our customers, we even know that our customers are working their supply chains to find alternative solutions. And that's what the Pragmatic relationship can bring forward now. is that integrated, or excuse me, that semiconductor solution for our customers, and then integrated with our display technology.
Wonderful. I have another question. This is an interesting one. Do you feel that you have enough capital and people infrastructure to support and leverage significant growth that will build corporate and shareholder value without a great deal of new investment?
Thank you for that question. In our field of printed electronics and electrochromics, we are paving the way for these solutions to come to reality. Many people have tried, and some failed. We have great examples of companies that are succeeding and growing. I mentioned Avery Dennison a few times here. RFID is a technology that took an investment from not only Avery Dennison, but a consortium of partners to bring to market and to bring to scale. Now, we believe we have a technology at hand that is ready to be integrated. And what we're looking at is what will bring that 10x, that 7x, 8x, 10x growth in 2025 that we know our customers need today. Because we're in those critical conversations with our customers, that not only we're talking about a display as a value-added solution for them, but we're talking about that display as part of a whole solution, a whole program that can bring them new business. And it will take an investment in technology. It will take an investment in capacity or capability, manufacturing capability and integration capability. So right now, we believe we have most, if not all of the elements today to ensure that we have a very, very clear view of our customers' needs. And we'll be sharing those strategies with our shareholders in the coming weeks and months as we begin really putting that capital to work for our future growth.
Another one, I think, to go off this a little bit further is, can we expect similar announcements of partnerships until the end of the year? And is there any plans for an uplisting on the OTC market since Ynvisible is now more present in the United States?
Thank you. Thank you for that question. Let me speak to maybe our presence in the United States. And again, the strategy of working with AGP, engaging with North American shareholders, the US shareholders, was really an opportunity for us to not only bring in that critical capital that we need in order to grow, but also engage with shareholders who are in the spaces of our customers and our growth. It doesn't stop there. Our customers are not only in North America, but they're also in Asia. And in order to engage with the Asian market, with China, Taiwan, Southeast Asia, we need to have a very solid presence, especially from and with brand owners from North America. And so this is kind of a stepwise growth strategy for us in terms of engaging strategic markets that can open the doors for more customer and manufacturing growth, market growth in our future. I think I want to go back to maybe the first part of that question, and Alicia, I apologize if you can help me with that.
Yes. So are we expected to announce more partnerships until the end of the year? And are there any plans of uplisting since we are now more into the US market? And I think there's another question, maybe we can do three of them, is why at the time did we do the raise at that moment? Yes.
Thank you. So in terms of an uplisting, we don't have an uplisting in the immediate future. We don't have that in our plans. But what we do want to do is make sure that we're delivering on our promises. And those promises are to find those valued applications in market, launching our commercial product into the market in a high value application for our customers. Now, in order to do that, in order to get there, we did need the capital to fuel our sales effort, to make the critical improvements that we need in our facilities, and to be able to acquire technologies and capabilities. I think at the time, if from a timing perspective, if I were to look back, we all look back and kind of look at, wow, what if? But to take the opportunity to engage with North American shareholders, to engage with US shareholders, that was an opportunity that was presented to us. It was very well received by those potential investors. And we took that opportunity to strike, and that gives us that ability now to make the pivots, if you will, that are necessary to ensure our growth in the future.
A couple questions. Maybe we can roll this into two. What is the role of the Vancouver headquarters in the company operations, and what does exactly the German Ynvisible Germany does? What do they do, and what value does it add?
Thank you for that question. Our German, so Ynvisible GmbH is our research facility, and that is where Dr. Carlos Pinheiro leads the research team with the support of Dr. Piotr Weiserwak, who came from Merck Chemical in Germany. And why that capability is so critical in that if I were to say I apologize, I'm missing the word here, but that background is so critical, is because we're taking technology to practice. We're taking something from a lab bench that's been at lab scale into commercialization. And it's important to de-risk that technology with the expertise that comes from a large manufacturer like Merck. So that is the role of Ynvisible GmbH. Excuse me, that is the role of Dr. Pinheiro and Dr. Weiserwak in Ynvisible GmbH. And Ynvisible GmbH being in the ecosystem of chemistry and manufacturing in Freiburg im Breisgau allows us access to technologies and partners that can help deliver that technology development to commercialization.
Perfect. Is there a collaboration with Evonik, and how far are plans with the label? How far along is it?
Yes, thank you for that. In Q1, Evonik and Epishine partnered together with Ynvisible to demonstrate how Evonik's technology combined with Epishine's solar cell, so Evonik's battery, rechargeable, printable battery technology, and Epishine's solar cells can recharge a battery and power our ultra low power displays for product solutions. Evonik's technology Evonik is a strategic, I would say, partner of ours, as is Epishine, in not only demonstrating that technology, but also thinking about how those technologies get combined into value-added products. would like to share, more information, but there definitely is hopefully more forthcoming around our continued partnership. Definitely, we continue to be a go-to partner with Epishine as we share the same facility, and we print some of Epishine's materials for their ambient solar cells. So we look forward to expanding on that partnership, hopefully in the very near future, but more news forthcoming.
Another one, are the products recyclable, and what's about with the green footprint?
Thank you. That's an excellent question. Sustainability is not only a key driver for many of our B2C customers. So these are brand owning customers like the Colgate-Palmolives of the world, so the L'Oreals of the world. This has been my experience in those organizations also driving sustainability strategies. So looking at not only our customer strategies, but also the EU strategies to drive sustainability in the conventional electronics. Printed intelligence that Ynvisible manufactures really allows us to look at using organic materials, films that are readily recyclable or reclaimable, and how that not only drives better potential life cycle assessment scores versus LCD screens, which are made out of glass and silica, and OLED and electrophoretic screens that use other materials that aren't easily or readily recyclable. Not only on that level, but also total and holistic sustainability for our customers' products. So how can we reduce the dependence on energy sources like lithium-ion batteries, rigid products like pregnancy tests that use rigid plastics, batteries, a number of components? Can we reduce the number of components, drive sustainability for those products overall as well?
Thank you. Another question is, where do you see the share price in the next year?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to answer that one.
That is hard to answer, and thank you for that question. Really, the share price is, I believe, a reflection of our success, and my goal is to over the next months is to keep in step with our shareholders, share our successes, share where we're going, because what I have learned in my short time with Ynvisible is we have the team capabilities to transform a technology. We're incredibly creative. We're bringing techniques that you see in marketing agencies to bring products to life. You don't see these techniques in our industry of printed electronics. Though that being able to bring those products to life allows us not only to speak to those brand owning customers to realize their product solutions, what they need to be successful in market, but it also opens the doors when we have conversations with our contract manufacturers. So our contract manufacturers can see, wow, we can not only deliver a component that can be a value-added part of that contract manufacturer or that B2B customer, not only a value-added component to that B2B customer's product to help drive lower unit costs so that they can maintain or increase in value, so that they can maintain or increase their margins, but also how can they take advantage of new opportunities where incumbent technologies, existing technologies, hindered that. They were too energy intensive. They were too material intensive. They were too expensive. That's really the door openers for our customers, are being able to realize those solutions. And what my goal is to communicate how we make that happen for our customers, not only through our design and development efforts, but also through our manufacturing services, our manufacturing to scale, our engagement with contract manufacturers and our sales teams, through our sales teams, and through the acquisition of the key technologies that will bring success in the future.
Thank you. Everyone, we probably have time for maybe a couple more questions. So please write in your questions and I'll get Michael to answer them. One of the questions was, what kind of profit margin is targeted for 2025 and beyond for Ynvisible for the next 5 to 10 years?
Thank you, and that's a great question. From a profit margin perspective, there's a few benchmarks in this industry again, but what you can do is if you were to talk to just a display component, say for instance, or a component, manufacturing component, those profit margins sometimes range. They range, they can be 30%, something like this. But that's not really what we're focused on in 2025. And I think that was the key part of your question. As I said, the opportunity that we have is to deliver products. And when you look at our segments, medical device, medical diagnostic devices are extraordinarily high value devices, not only for the customers, but also those end users. And so that has a different kind of margin, if you will, than intelligent labels. But those intelligent labels also can drive when we, as we find the proper fit, that also drives a specific margin. And then smart play, that is really something that's one of our categories that I particularly love, because that value is almost immeasurable when you look at the integration of printed electronics into, or printed components and intelligence into games or devices that are intended to bring joy to kids, families, and education. So, where I see the margins headed is really a play between these different verticals. And then we have our contract manufacturing business. Now, our contract manufacturing printing services, those services are extraordinarily value added for companies that are entering the energy storage market right now. And we haven't really put a sales effort against that. It's been quite fortuitous that those customers have heard about us, heard about our capabilities, and our technical capabilities and our team, and have come to us with their needs. Now, there's some risk there in that. Those customers are on the forefront. They're startups, and they're really looking to move into scale manufacturing even themselves, right? So our value add with them is to deliver that high value service as they grow as well. And if we look at putting a sales effort against that, we believe that there's some growth there, but really that's, again, a strategic decision for us as we continue to monitor the developments in the energy sector, and we continue to plan for our growth in 2025.
Michael, this is the last question that we will have, and it's how many employees currently work at Ynvisible, and how many employees will be needed for future growth within the company in the next few years?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that question. Ynvisible has about 30 employees, and I apologize because we have some recruitment ongoing right now. And what is that recruitment about? Well, that's filling very necessary gaps in technical gaps. In order to deliver our services, not only in Linköping, Sweden, but here in Charneka, in our development and in research. But what I really appreciate about Ynvisible, I joined Ynvisible in 2029 on the board of directors. Why did I join? One reason is I saw Ynvisible approaching brand owners, some of the same brand owners that I was at previously, like those brand owners. But what they did so masterfully is bring solutions to life. And when I asked, how did you kind of come up with this product? And it's not just a display, it's a whole product. Well, we just did it. We came up with it. We have a design team. And with very little resources, this team was able to bring ideas to life, not only visually, but functionally as well. And that's what I would like to continue leveraging within the organization, and faster. So the ability to move from idea through to concept, through development, through manufacturing, that's really our transformation for the organization, for growth, operationally. And so as we continue to grow, we're really growing with those just key gaps in our teams from a technical standpoint, and looking at our sales effort and continuing to invest in a sales effort that brings not only that customer acquisition, but also that key expertise to develop with our customers, to really realize the full value of going from idea to finished product.
Wow, we have a couple more questions coming in. Michael, do you want to answer them, or are we're a little bit over? So it's up to, should we answer them? Keep on going?
Under low high pressure. Okay. Well, there's a thank you, Martin, for words on working under heavy conditions, low high pressure, humidity. I think you hit the nail on the head. Thank you for that question. Again, investing in our technology, ensuring that it delivers across a range of technical parameters is extraordinarily important. That helps us grow our customer base, but obviously deliver that end product that is functional for our customers. So absolutely, our investments are in that technology. Again, going back to ensuring that our technical roadmap matches, if not anticipates, the needs for growth. Thank you for the question, Christopher Mueller. Where and at what time will further production facilities be built? Again, we have existing production capacity here in Charneka and in Linköping, Sweden. And really, the time that we've spent in the past 3-4 months, and we're going to be spending in the next few months, is improving these facilities. Yeah, so more to come on that, definitely.
Do you have time for one more question, if you can see it?
Category growth in the next 5 to 10 years. Definitely, we see the growth in, thank you for that question. We definitely see the growth in the medical diagnostics, as I'm sure you've seen. COVID continues to stay with us. Many things are going to continue to stay with us. It's imperative, at least for our customers, to continue to deliver solutions, not only connecting the dots here, if we wanted to connect the dots from a cold chain perspective, ensuring that products, not only from a ship load or container load, but also a pallet level, a box level, those products are safe. That's going to continue to grow. Not only that, but also looking at disposability in the medical diagnostic space, medical device space. That's going to continue. That's going to be fuel for that category growth, we believe.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank
Michael. This concludes the question and answer session. Thank you everyone for participating today. Please feel free to reach out to me at ir@ynvisible.com for any further questions. And just a reminder, this has been recorded and it will be live on YouTube and our website and our social media channels shortly. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day or evening.
Thank you.